Comedian Bill Maher believes the era of left-wing censorship and cancel culture could be long gone after the Democrats' election loss in 2024.
Now, Maher was on his Club Random podcast with actress Drew Barrymore, who gave Maher props for speaking the truth despite the potential for major pushback. Let's listen.
It's slightly less dangerous than it was 2 years ago because we did have a vibe change, and because the Democrats lost so badly in 2024, the blush is off the rose on left-wing censorship and, oh my God, you can't say that. Stop telling me what I can do, what I can say, what I can think, who my heroes are supposed to be.
Despite this, however, Maher admitted he's still cautious and paranoid that certain things he says in private can come back to bite him. Let's listen.
What scares me is a little bit me, that, at any moment you can say something that really in private conversation wouldn't upset anybody.
Yes.
But the snitches and will be able to use it to attack and end you, which they did once on Politically Incorrect.
Can I just acknowledge how far in Drew Barrymore sits when she talks to people? It's very much I've always appreciated how she just turns her entire body to engage in the conversation.
Is she, she has her own?
She has her own talk show, right? Yes. I believe it's on ABC. And
she gets down on the floor with you or something?
Yeah, she holds hands. You want me to start doing that for next show? It's like Kumbaya.
No, that is not the vibe we're bringing here.
I think, but what I like about Bill Maher is that he is just critical of who he wants when he wants.
This is a pretty familiar Bill Maher shtick. We hear this a lot from him.
Well, I think that he's been critical of Democrats. He's been and got
very
crushed for it.
Democrats
recently.
Too critical of Democrats.
Yeah, and then he's critical of Republicans and has been on his show for years, probably even longer stretch.
And Republicans are fine with that.
Well, maybe
it's Democrats
have to stop being so sensitive.
Yeah, it's Republicans are not sensitive. Democrats are. That's his whole point.
And I actually don't mind what he's saying. I think that cancel culture has the pendulum has swung back to the middle. People shouldn't be canceled to the point that you're trying to ruin their lives. But if they did something that deserves them to lose their job or something, go ahead.
Wokeness is dead.
Private organizations.
It's true. Wokeness is dead.
Well, the co-opting of the term woke, which is not even intentionally used for anything that the garbage is being used for now.
Fine. The thing we now refer to as woke is dead.
Fine.
It was a co-opted term, but it's been co-opted.
Fine.
It was successfully co-opted.
Yeah, now it's ridiculous. It's just not about that.
You know what I mean? I mean left-wing political correctness and cancel culture and language policing and microaggressions and trigger warnings and safe spaces and intersectionality and DEI. That's what woke means.
Okay, so...
Woke is 4 letters. It means all those things.
I think that you should hold your people that you listen to with podcasts, whoever that may be, to the same standard as Bill Maher more. Because what I see sometimes in certain circles is a constant echo chamber. Like when Trump says, we're not talking Epstein. Now everybody, we're not talking Epstein, gets in line like an army.
I mean, everybody did not get in line like the army. Matt Walsh was mad about it. Joe Rogan was mad about it. I mean, Tucker Carlson has spoken up about it. So many conservative influencers did not get in line.
There's so many
maybe the base got in line.
Well, there's so many examples of people just accepting everything. You should be critical of President Trump also. We should be critical across the board, especially with podcasters. They don't have any, most people don't. On the news and podcasters should not have any party lining their pockets. And so what is the incentive to stay?
Viewers tell me if you think I'm too pro-Trump. I think they'll say the opposite. They say, you criticize Trump way more than you're pretty into-minded. So it's not so much you, but that past hosts criticize Democrats less than I criticize Republicans.
Well, I criticize Biden throughout the entire...
No, you do.
Yeah, this is very consistent and on record, and that's the thing. That's kind of what got me kind of isolated from so many people. I would go home, and this is personal and professional, arguing with my mom, well, what do you want? Trump's going to win if you keep saying this on national television.
How dare you speak up, yeah.
Trump's going to win if they didn't come up with a better solution by now. And so I think that needed to be said, but also the point is to listen to the voices that have platforms bigger than traditional television and to kind of get out of that realm. And Bill Maher is doing a good job of straddling both worlds still, right? He's still on HBO and he's still having his podcast. So I think that, what he's saying is true. I also don't like when people take private conversations and publicize them, but also, maybe mind your words in private. I'm not really sure how to go about that. I know you feel very surveillance state about that, people sharing private information. He's saying his conversations he's more worried about are things that he might say in private. People will dig out of the archives and try to humiliate him.
Yeah, I think
recorded. Yeah.
I mean, it's different for, Bill Maher is a public commentator. If you try to use public commentators' words against them, it's a little bit more fair game, I guess. Although I still don't think private correspondence should be used. Right. But for regular folks, who are just going about their day expressing opinions, if you're not an opinion commentary role, I don't think you should be punished for it. I think we have become too punitive as a society, people in terms of their schooling, their workplace, their social circles, where we just want to cancel everybody. I mean, it has abated. The arc of cancel culture, things were really crazy in 2018.
It got out of hand.
It was nuts.
It got out of hand. I'm not going to lie.
Remember the New York Times running that article about this this girl? She was graduating senior, a white girl who, in some totally, I mean, I'm not saying there's any acceptable context for this, but someone recorded her, had prompted her to say the N-word and recorded her saying it. And the New York Times wrote a whole story about the person who sent that clip to her prospective employer and her school, and she got fired and she got expelled and and again, you should not have ever do that, for sure. But I don't know if it's like a worse crime than like killing someone, and that's the way it was treated. And they lionized the person who exposed her in such a way. And I just think that's
when
crazy.
you, as somebody who just onboarded for this company, when you onboard, you have to say you're not going to be racist, discriminatory. So I don't know the context of that story to comment on it, but I know that these are requirements that you have to, at least if that's not you in personal life, you have to pretend like they are in professional life, because nobody wants to think they're hiring that type of person. And so, that's valid. And you know how I feel about private companies. They should let you go if they don't want you there.
Well, they should do whatever private companies should do whatever you want, but she got she got unaccepted to a university. I'm not sure. I don't think it was a private university. I don't know. It seemed insane to me.
I mean, I honestly can't give any context. I don't know the context of that story, but I do think that in some instances, I'm not going to lie, it has been quite.
I certainly wouldn't want to be punished for the things that came out of my mouth when I was a 13-year-old. So I will just leave it at that.
But some people try to pretend like, oh, I just had this like racist one moment, or I just had. I don't think that people have those one moments. I think that genuinely, if you're a person who feels like some particular person or type or disability or race is different than you in a bad way, that'll exude in as you get elevated as a manager, right? That'll exude in the choices that you make, like that.
Maybe not in a racial context. You don't think you've ever said anything insensitive about anyone, ever?
No, I know I have, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. And if that was recorded,
were they 13? Was the girl absolutely 13? Because I'm getting too much random information.
Yeah.
If this was an adult saying something, no, I try to mind my manners as a grown woman. You know what I mean?
I think we should practice universal forgiveness for anything anybody said up through the
21
end of high school.
Or
end of high school. When you're in college, you're an adult.
All forgiveness, unlimited forgiveness.
Pretty much, don't you think so?
I guess so. But a lot of stuff is like learned behavior.
Our brains are still developing.
But a lot of stuff is learned behavior. So the people who learned, like, let's say from their grandmother to use the N-word or something like that, can go into professional settings where they're looking at people in a certain way because of their learned behavior. And that doesn't change unless you intentionally try to correct it. And these people can get elevated, and then what? They're managing people of all diverse backgrounds and have no intention to look at them as equals. And so that's problematic, and that exists in our society based on history. Like, so come on, like that's not like non-existent. So that's what I'm saying. We wouldn't want those people as leaders. So anybody who helps you weed them out, I don't know that it's the worst thing in the world. Surely they didn't kill anybody, but I don't know if that to be my boss.
Back when you were 15, really?
I don't know that I want to see my boss set a video like that if it did come to light. I don't know that I would want them to be somebody leading me. All right. That would make me extremely uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. More to come on Rising Today. Stay with us.